Hello everyone, this is HD Quality back with another video. Today we're flying from Vladivostok International Airport to Yanji in China. It's very close to the North Korean border. Today we're flying for Aurora in the Airbus A320neo. Although this is not an aircraft they would typically use, they would use the A319. It's close enough, and there's a livery that exists for it. Start off by turning the battery masters on. External power, let's make sure that's on. Okay guys, so now let's test the APU. Okay, looks good to me. Test all of these lights. Okay, let's turn the strobes to auto. Let's align these all to nav. The brightness on the displays is already good. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's open up the EFB flypad. Import the sim brief data going from Vladivostok to Yanji. Unfortunately, we don't have the destination airports, any of the data for that. So we're gonna set this to flight level 200, which is 20,000 feet. Local is 1015. Okay. Initialization and then request the data. Open up all of the doors and then let's get the jet bridge going. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's just go back in here and let's just disconnect all of that. That's not even funny anymore. Let's go ahead and request the boarding information and start the boarding. We can also start our flight plan or our initialization here. Initialization request. Flight level 200, cruising altitude, cost index of 28, flight number Aurora 67, no code route. And then for the flaps, we're flying flaps 1 up 1.8. Flex to the local temperature of 90 Celsius. I'm not going to this information yet because you have to wait for the boarding to complete. You want 6,000. Based on our time, 6,532. So we're going to load a little bit extra fuel. Probably 12,000 passengers. Let's check the boarding. Okay, those are done. So how is the signs on? So it's still opening. So it's controls opening. Yep. Still boarding. Your ground sensors. So back to the plan. We're going here. Recording at 185 left. Let's check the time of and taking the Sunrise 7. Sunrise 7. In flight departure. J, arrival, that's going to be ILS 187. Okay. WQG. Like this. Okay, that's 28. Why is it 4? The sound plan. So it's going to be 6. Okay, 50 is primary. Clear the flight plan is continuity. I think we have a complete. Set to. Let's see if we have a complete plan up here. Set up time. Mark. Okay, I think. Watch this another. I wonder. So the boarding is finished. Let's go ahead and actually start the APU. Increase the brightness of these just a little bit. And let's go ahead and start to plan our pushback ahead of time. Just like so. Let's check the APU. Let me also set the parking brake. Alright, it's set. It's set. APU is now available. Let's turn on the APU bleed. And now let's disconnect the external power. Flight plan looks good. We go to performance. We can finally input everything that we need. 134, 138. Next phase, climb, cruise, side really quick.
This is ground. Stand by. Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Ignition to start. Engine 2 master on. Fuel pumps on.
Safety regulations require that hand luggage is stowed in overhead bins. In the event of ditching, the aircraft is equipped with life vests.
Спасательный жилет находится под вашим креслом.
Your life vest is located beneath your seat.
Достаньте жилет, вытащите из упаковки и наденьте через голову.
Remove your vest. And your tray table is stowed. We wish you a pleasant flight. 탑승객 여러분, 항공기 이륙 준비가 완료되었습니다. 다음 사항을 확인해 주십시오. 모든 전자기기가 비행 모드로 전환되어 있거나 꺼져 있습니다. 안전벨트를 맸습니다.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Parking brakes set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Aircraft is lowered.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Roger. Good engine start. Clear to disconnect. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Flaps to take off position. Spoilers arm. Release parking brake. Auto brakes max. We are at runway 25 left. Parking brake set. Let's check the cabin. Let's check the takeoff configuration, and it's normal. Everything is checked. It's on. Nose for takeoff. Runway turn on. Spool up the engine. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Autopilot engaged. Thrust to climb. Okay, so now we're climbing for flight level 200. And we're going through some pretty heavy weather. We're actually ahead of the schedule in terms of departure, but this is gonna be pretty bad. We're gonna pull up to a standard. Passing 10,000 feet. Landing lights off, nose lights go all off. We're gonna turn off. Let's turn on the nav and logo. Now let's look at our flight plan and let's see where the top of descent is. The top of our descent is before B451. We're now getting above the clouds. Now we're gonna have to increase the brightness on our displays because it's gonna get harder to see things. Okay, I want to be at flight level at 3,000 feet. So if we want to reach 3,000 feet from 20,000 feet, we should start our descent about 53 nautical miles before the target point. So 53 nautical miles before YJ603. We're going to continue our climb up to flight level 200, and once we reach it, we're going to be able to turn off the seatbelt signs. But yeah, we're flying over the bad weather. It's pretty bad, man. Now that we're leveling up at 20,000 feet, we can go ahead and turn the seatbelt signs off. And I'll get back to you once we start our descent. I'm now gonna start our descent to 3,000 feet. Or first let's start at 5,000. And engage the selected altitude. Seatbelt signs on.
Please return to your seat. Check that your hand luggage is located in the overhead bin or under the seat in front of you. Fasten your seatbelt. Return your seat to the upright position. Stow the tray table.
Okay, we're gonna decrease the brightnesses now. Ice has been detected. Anti-ice has been turned on. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. We're within almost 20 nautical miles of our next waypoint. We're experiencing some minor turbulence as we fly through these storm clouds. Who knows if we should be flying through this right now. I'm gonna decrease the brightness on these displays. Very turbulent. Dang, I think that's the rain, heavy rain. Dang, this is some pretty bad rain. We're flying through a pretty bad storm. We might have to divert this. This is looking pretty bad.
2,500.
Next set of flaps. Auto throttle engage. Set lever climb. Set speed 160 knots. Press back down. We're about to make a turn. More flaps. Another set of flaps. Gear goes down. We're getting pretty close to the runway. Okay, now we're getting into the pattern. As you can see, we can start to see some buildings. We ought to be careful because there's some mountains in this area. Stay at 3-4. Dangerous because we don't see any of the terrain.
2,500.
$3,200. Let's go. And then we're gonna manually fly the approach because this seems dangerous.
One thousand. 1,000.
Okay. We have sight of the runway. Okay, let's thrust up a little bit.
$500. 400. 300. 200.
Okay, lined up with runway 27.
100.
Minimums.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Reverser, screen. Manual braking.
my gosh. That had to be one of the scariest flights that I've ever had.
Дамы и господа, наш самолет совершил посадку в городе Воинское слово Владивосток, аэропорт Невичи, терминал А. Местное время 2 часа 20 минут. Разница во времени между Владивостоком и Сеулом плюс 1 час. Температура плюс 5 градусов по Цельсию. В интересах вашей безопасности просим вас оставаться на своих местах, застегнутыми ремнями до заключения договора степени ремня.
Here we are at Yanji
Не
Airport.
забывайте свои личные вещи. Обращаем ваше внимание, что первыми к выходу приглашаются пассажиры класса бизнес. Надеемся, что сегодняшний полет доставил вам удовольствие и будем рады новой встрече с вами.
It's nice to be on the ground after that scary flight. But yeah, let's off taxi. Flight director. Oh, seatbelt sign off. We can unarm the emergency exit lights. We can go ahead and we can turn on and start the APU. Wrong order.
Okay, look. Now we go ahead. Switch engines off. After that, go ahead and open the door and separation. So go ahead and open the door. Right, shut, gearing shut, please. Anyways,
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. That was a flight from Vladivostok to Yanji Airport in China. That was probably one of my most difficult flights because of this weather. But thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.